Namaste. For the recording, preservation and enhancement of the Nepalese history, culture and heritage. Today we are at the Someshwar Fort. It's the fort area. It's a platform of the fort. It was a well-built military fort. Uh, Now it lies in Madi, uh, Chiton, under Chiton district, Madi municipality, Ward number 5, and and it is the epicenter of the economic, foreign affairs, administrative, and the military activities in our history. Since the Singh dynasty up to the Shah dynasty till the time of King, I could say it's up to 1950 or 1972, up to 1972. We had several administrative centers, military centers in the ridge line of the Shivalik areas. So, of course, it was here while the district headquarters started shifting towards the plain areas, and the roads, motor roads, the railroads started building, constructing, and the people started travel by that motor road, railroad, and other roads, and this type of uh, old type of the tracks, the tracks started to be forgotten. So these areas started becoming ruined. Now we cannot find any well built. I mean, the shape of the fort over there. Just we could find here the water, emergency water safety well, and it's a gari my gares, namely Kalika. It's inside the gari fort, and the original shape of the fort was record uh, uh, to the local government, Nepalese army, and other people. It's a Someshwar Gadi. Look at, very well built. It's a building here in between, and it's a well. The well is there. We could get it. It's a twisted building over here, and the well built compound by the stones with the firing bays of cannons and the rifles. So this document I could make copy from then Jaishikotha. It was at the Minister of Foreign Affairs Sital Niwas. Presently, all the documents have been shifted to National Archives. So those people who are interested could get there over there. And if I talk about the history of this fort, this area, before this area, it was under the Sen dynasty, Singh kingdom of Tanau. And going back that, it was under the Palpa kingdom, Sen kingdom, uh, Manimukunda Singh, the king, the first king, who had the kingdom from very to Tista River, very big in the southern part of Shivalik areas. So very powerful king. Later it started being fragmented into many pieces. So the Tanhau kingdom was one of them. So the people believe that the history says that this fort was built by the king, Tanhau king Harikumar Datta Sen. And however, it could be one, two generation up and down. I'm not pretty much sure, but I could say it was under the Tanau king dynasty, and the architecture of fort is similar to Kabilas fort, big and small, Pyauli fort, Singchang fort, and Upardang, also the Kandrang fort. So it's perfectly, it's almost copied of the Kabilas fort. So we could guess it. we could say from the military viewpoint, from the architecture viewpoint, it was under the Sen King dynasty. Later, later, it was annexed into Nepal in during the time of the king Pratap Singh Saha, the Nepalese king, in 1777, the led by the commander in chief of Singh Basnyat, and the geographies of the Tanahu kingdom from Trishuli and the Narayani, it calls both names in between. Uh, From Narayani and Trishuli to southern side up to the Indian border was annexed into Nepal, including Someswar Garis, Upardang Garis, and this uh, um, Kabilas Garis. These portions, these all parts. And later, after a few years, in 1782, Nepal annexed Tanho kingdom into I mean the great Nepal. It was the time of the infant king Ran Bahadur Shah, and the initiative was launched by his queen mother Rajendra Lakshmi, and she was a brave lady, brave queen. She annexed Tanhu, Lamjung and Kaski into Nepal during her regency at that time. Look at, if I go back more, uh, further more in the history, the Ramnagar area lies in between here. It's not far from more than 4 to 5 kilometers. It was under Nepal before. It was under Tanahu, because Tanahu was the fragmented Nepal. Nepal was fragmented into many pieces, more than 54, 55, and more. So that was fragmented Nepal, and later uh, King Harikumar Datta's the grandson, King uh, Prahlad Sen's granddaughter, got married with the son of King Rajendra, and his wife Rajendra and his youngest wife Rajya Lakshmi's son Birendra Bikram, and the land was, the Ramnagar was granted as a dairy, uh, so that became the part of India. So later we had the Anglo-Nepal War. So during that period, Nepalese armies, other officials, they were deployed here. I guess lesser, more than one company army, this must be deployed in this area, more than one company, because the water point, the main water point lies just behind of me, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes walk from here. So Colonel Ranabir Singh Thapa was commander of this area. His main headquarters in, of course, at the Makwanpur Palace. So the history of the unification campaign, the history of our Anglo-Nepal War, the history of our pilgrim trips, route towards Banaras, and many more places. It was here. It was the resting place of the kings, queens, and other courtiers, high-level courtiers over here, while they travel to India, going to India and getting back to Nepal. It was the main route. Up to the end of the Rana prime ministership in Nepal, it was the major lifeline towards Kathmandu. We have seen in the histories several historical incidents over here, so that it is the replica of Sen dynasty, because the fort itself, the Kalika temple, and other so many infrastructure is a replica of the Sen dynasty. Later, it became Nepal, and it's a history of Nepalese army. It's a history of foreign affairs. It was the control point of immigration. Even the uh, royal families, Rana families, big level courtiers had to get permission to travel Nepal. Uh, I mean, get outside from Nepal, also get inside Nepal. So that was the provision. So Also, it's a line of so many deities, god and goddesses. We had seen it on the way. So that it's a very important. Now I would like to get some introduction about the forts in this area. It's a main entrance of the fort. It's the original one. The steps are the original one, and in the southern side, it is constructed with the natural obstacle, and there is a big ditch here, very deep and big ditch here, and uh, I, it is Gadi Mai Kalika, the goddess of the Gadi food. Everywhere, the army, the nation used to erect goddess inside the any fort, any castle. So it was from the military viewpoint, and I don't know what the name of this deity is, but look at these architects, well carved, and about what the name of this deity is, I don't know, but it's a very original since the time of history, and uh, if we look towards its uh, north northern side, it's a big cliff. I can't come, you can't walk from here. This fort is constructed with the natural obstacle. Look at this maulo. Uh, this is, we say maulo. It's a uh, wooden maulo, wooden pillar, and it reflects the power of nation, the power of government. It used to be used and still using as Moglo as the power of nation in different level, in in the magistrate king's level, uh, prime minister level, minister level, armies level, police level. So we worship, we erect Moglo as a nation power, and this area is good enough for almost minus company, for two platoons. That means more than 60 persons. They could easily adjust it here to be deployed here, and uh, I I talk about the original sketch of this fort of 1813, made by the then army headquarters. There was a building here, three-story building here. This side, uh, it was very nice building, and with close by, there was a well. The well is here. Look at the deep, wet built well, water reserve tank for the battle during the time of battle. While the army gets contact with the enemy, then nobody could go outside for the harvesting water or for pouring water. So for that period, maybe for 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, it depends the capacity of this well. So for that use, the well water reserve tank used to be built at that time at every fort. So, and uh, there are some sentry posts over there from behind me. So it is it is it is perfectly built. Every prerequisites were erected here. The maulos, the Gadimai temple, the well, the headquarter, I mean command post, uh, the firing base for cannon and rifles, everything. It was well built cannon. And finally, this area, this fort used to control over the axis from Govardhan, this side, the Indian border calls Govardhan, the first contact place Govardhan. Then after Ramnagar, I talk about the Ramnagar, it was Nepal before. Ramnagar and Harinagar. Then after Chittauni, I'm talking towards south. Panihawa and Valmiki Nagar, and furthermore, the southern side. A bit northern side, there is the Thori, the border area, the contact point, and Thori, Sahadara, Jamunia, Premnagar, Pipara, Math Mazharia are the places, major places toward the southern side. So it was two unfoot route tracks, and the present days also. These are the main areas, main axes to be covered by this fort from the military viewpoint, from the taxation viewpoint, from the pilgrim trips viewpoint, every viewpoint. Presently, it has become ruined because it has been neglected, and people even they don't know it was a fort. People say it was just a temple, but it was fort, and the, on way to this place, there are so many signboard were there written. Sumeswar Gadi, Sumeswar Gadi, Sumeswar. Yes, the general people, I guess they know it's a Sumeswar Gadi, but they haven't seen where is the Gadi fort here. It's a ruined. Present generation, they don't believe it was a fort. So that I made request to the Nepalese army, a local government, the national government. Please find the original copy of this fort and make it from the original type, and please call off your history, culture, and heritage. Thank you very much.
Audio Jungle. Samajkoawaj.com